So then let's get to Quiet Town, which is this about Nashville? Like what the changes that the city is going through? What is a quiet town to you, or what was a quiet town?
Well, when I initially started writing the specific song, the title track, Quiet Town, I was sitting here on my back porch, and I heard a plane go over, and I go, and my brain just triggered a memory. Like when I first came to Nashville, that wasn't as common. You didn't just hear planes just flying over, and our airport is huge now. They've overhauled the whole thing. But it got me thinking, and realizing, like, when I first came to town, there were legendary recording studios laying about the place. I mean, everywhere. And a lot of those have disappeared and made way for condos. And there's a lot of sort of sad, I miss that. I miss being able to park on Broadway for free, walk into a honky tonk and check out a band. I mean, I'm not saying that Nashville it's just a different place. It's a different place. And but then I realized how lucky I was. And I think a lot of people need to remember how lucky you are if you've experienced a place that has changed so much, that historical time, to be a part of that is pretty special. And then became more about any time or any place, because I felt like, there's a lot of places, people could say the same thing, or, times, or, so, I mean, we could say this, things have changed in a lot of ways, just about everywhere you look. So, just holding on to the fact that you experienced a different time, it's pretty cool. But the rest of the record kind of just is a journey.
It's a musical journey. I mean, our podcast is an 80s podcast, so we're always looking back at
cool.
the way things were back in the day.
80s. Love the 80s, man. I'm an 80s girl.
All right. Who was your go-to? What was your 80s? Who were your 80s artists that you go
If
to?
I was trying to catch a song on the radio, it would have been, with the cassette and the recorder, it would have been anyone from The Police to Cyndi Lauper, Michael Jackson, the people that that were making it happen. The We Are the World crew were pretty great. Yeah. So everybody in that crew was great. But I also was a big fan of like the Depeche Modes and Yaz. Remember Yaz Upstairs at Eric's? Do you remember that one?
Oh.
One of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah.
So you I know you grew up in New York. Did you listen to WLIR?
Yes. Listen to that and WBLI. Remember WBLI? Mm-hmm. That was another one out there. There was some that played I like the alternative music radio stations were my jam, like as I got like into my teenage years, where you could hear like The Cure and I loved all that. I loved that. The Eurythmics. I love the Eurythmics.
Okay, so we should be hearing your take on these songs sometime soon.
Yeah, well, I've covered. Actually, I did a cover of one of my favorite '80s songs, "No One Is to Blame," a Howard Jones song.
Howard Jones.
So love him. I love that song. There's something really, ever since I heard it the first time, it just stuck with me. And so when we released my self-titled album, that's still during when you kind of put an extra song out there, like just for people to entice them, if you will. And that was one
of the bonus track.
The bonus track.